I didn't start this experiment because I was disciplined. I started it because I was tired. Not the kind of tired sleep fixes, the kind where your days feel heavy before they even begin. I was busy all the time, yet strangely unproductive. I would wake up already behind, scroll my phone before even leaving bed, rush through work, promise myself I would improve tomorrow, and then repeat the same day again. I wasn't lazy, but I wasn't in control either. One night, I realized something uncomfortable. My life wasn't shaped by decisions. It was shaped by reactions. Notifications decided when I woke up. Urgency decided what I worked on. Mood decided whether I exercised. And fatigue decided when the day ended. So I asked a simple question. What would happen if, for just 7 days, my day was decided in advance? No motivation, no, I'll see how I feel. Just a fixed structure I had to follow no matter what. I wrote a strict routine and promised myself I would follow it exactly for 1 week. Here was the routine. Wake up, 6 a.m., no snooze. No phone for the first hour, 10 minutes. Sunlight exposure, 10 minutes movement, stretching or walking. Deep work session, 90 minutes breakfast only after the first work session. Gym or exercise, afternoon. No social media before 6 p.m. Plan next day at 9:30 p.m. Sleep. 10:30 p.m. simple on paper. Very different in reality. The alarm rang at 6 a.m. and my brain immediately started negotiating. Just today, you can sleep more. You slept late. You'll start tomorrow properly. This was my first realization. The hardest part of discipline isn't effort. It's the first 5 minutes after waking up. I got up anyway. The no phone rule felt ridiculous at first. I kept instinctively reaching for it. My hand literally moved toward the bedside table multiple times. I hadn't noticed how automatic that behavior had become. The morning felt slow, almost uncomfortable. Without scrolling, time stretched, but after stepping outside for sunlight and moving a little, something strange happened. I felt awake earlier than usual, not hyper-motivated, just clear. The 90-minute deep work session was rough. My brain wanted stimulation constantly. I checked the clock repeatedly. But I finished a task that normally took me half a day. Day 1 wasn't amazing, but it was different. I woke up before the alarm, not energized, but less resistant. I noticed something important. Normally, my day began with input, messages, emails, news. This routine forced my day to begin with output. Instead of reacting to the world, I acted first. The deep work session felt easier. Still not comfortable, but possible. The real challenge came in the afternoon. Around 3 p.m., I hit my usual slump. This is when I normally scroll, snack, or procrastinate. But because exercise was scheduled, I went to move instead. I didn't have a great workout, but after it, my energy came back. That was the first small win. This was the hardest day. The novelty disappeared. The routine stopped being interesting and started being demanding. I didn't want to wake up early. I didn't want to plan. I didn't want structure. And this is where I learned something critical. Motivation helps you start. Routine helps you continue. I followed the plan anyway, but the day felt mechanical. However, by evening, I noticed something surprising. I wasn't mentally exhausted. Normally, by night, I couldn't think clearly. That day, I still had attention left. I wasn't working more hours, I was wasting fewer. Something changed. I didn't fight the alarm. I stood up almost automatically. The morning deep work session became productive. I entered a focused state much faster. Tasks that normally required effort now required only attention. I also realized I had not checked social media all morning, and I hadn't missed it. Another effect appeared. My stress dropped. Not because life got easier, but because I knew when I would handle things. Instead of worrying about everything all day, I trusted the schedule. Structure replaced anxiety. This is when the real benefit appeared. Clarity. Normally, my mind felt crowded in too many thoughts, unfinished tasks, constant reminders. But after 5 days of predictable mornings and planned evenings, my brain stopped holding everything at once. Planning the next day at night turned out to be one of the most powerful parts of the routine. I slept faster because my mind didn't keep negotiating tomorrow. I wasn't more talented. I was less distracted. I noticed physical changes. I woke up before the alarm again. My sleep became deeper because I slept at the same time daily. My energy stabilized throughout the day instead of peaking and crashing. Even my mood improved. Small annoyances bothered me less. I reacted slower, calmer. Here's the interesting part. The routine didn't give me more time. It gave me usable time. I used to have hours, but fragmented ones, broken by notifications, fatigue, and indecision. Now my time came in solid blocks, and that changes productivity completely. By the final day, the routine no longer felt strict. It felt normal. I stopped relying on willpower. The decisions were already made. I didn't debate whether to work, exercise, or sleep early. I simply followed the sequence. And this revealed the biggest lesson. Discipline is not forcing yourself every day. Discipline is removing daily decisions. When you decide once and repeat, life becomes lighter. I didn't become a different person. But several measurable things happened. I completed more important tasks than in a typical week. My sleep improved. My focus increased. My stress decreased. My screen time dropped significantly. My mood stabilized. But the biggest change wasn't productivity, it was control. Before, my day controlled me. Now I controlled the start and end of my day, and that affects everything in between. I also discovered something unexpected. The routine didn't make life restrictive, it made it peaceful. Because chaos is exhausting. Constant decisions are exhausting. When your brain must choose every action, it burns energy before you even begin working. A routine removes friction, and less friction means more progress. The power of the 7-day routine wasn't waking up early or exercising. It was consistency. Small actions repeated at the same time trained my brain to cooperate instead of resist. After a few days, things required less effort because they were expected. Most people think discipline is intensity. It isn't. It's predictability. Your brain loves patterns. Give it a repeated structure and it stops fighting you. Don't copy my exact routine. Build a simple one you can realistically follow. Choose a fixed wake-up time, a focused work block, daily movement, and evening planning habit, a fixed sleep time. Keep it minimal. The goal is not perfection. The goal is repetition. Follow it for 7 days, not forever, just 1 week. Treat it like an experiment. Because the real benefit is not becoming a productivity machine. It's proving to yourself that your days can be intentional instead of accidental. After this week, you may not become perfectly disciplined, but you will understand something powerful. Your life does not change when you feel motivated. Your life changes when your actions stop depending on how you feel.